where winter would not leave. There stood a house of blackened stone behind a wall of yew and ivy. The village called her Mistress Mary, a widow dressed in white. She gathered herbs before the dawn and burned no candlelight. The priest said she was faithless, the Lord said she was proud. But women came to Mary's door when no one else allowed. She hid them in the glass house, she fed them broth and snow. And every time one vanished, another flower began to grow. Ring, little bell, when the riders come. Hide every daughter, silence every drum. Shells on the path, white underfoot. Never ask Mary what feeds the root. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids below. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, why do your roses know every name the king erased and every debt he owes? The silver bells were flowers that trembled without wind. They rang whenever iron boots came marching through the glen. The cockle shells marked pathways no stranger understood. One led toward the old well, one deep into the wood. The pretty maids were fugitives, the hunted and accused. A healer from the eastern road, a bride whose lord abused. Mary gave them new names, she cut away their hair. But some were too far broken and the garden kept them there. Ring, little bell, when the black dogs bark. Lead every soldier deeper through the dark. Shells on the path, pale as bone. No one who follows returns alone. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids below. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, why do your roses know every name the king erased and every debt he owes? One evening came the captain with 30 men in red. He read aloud the royal charge and named her for the dead. He said, your garden shelters sin, your walls defy the crown. Bring out every hidden girl or we will burn it down. Mary stood among the roses, her hands stained green and black. She said, you buried innocence, I merely brought it back. The captain drew his saber, the silver bells all rang. The soil began to open, and from the roots came song. One voice from the roses, one voice from the well, one from beneath the chapel stones where no priest rang the bell. One voice for the nameless, one voice for the shamed, one for every frightened girl the kingdom never named. Silver for warning, shells for the grave, roots for remembering those no law would save. Row upon row now, hand within hand, pretty maids rising from under the land. Mary said, run now! The captain said, fire! The garden climbed the soldiers like thorns around a pyre. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids below. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, now let the whole court know every name the king erased has learned to bloom and grow. By morning every soldier was rooted where he fell. Red coats beneath the foxgloves, white bones beside the well. The captain stood among them, a thorn across his tongue. Above his head, the silver bells for 30 mornings rung. The women left the valley before the thawing rain. They carried seeds from Mary's beds and never spoke her name. But Mary stayed behind them, too deeply bound to leave. Her hands became the branches